Hey everybody, it's Matt Shu from Upright Health, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to progress towards being able to hang from a bar, doing a dead hang or a passive hang, if you feel like that's already way too difficult. So if your hands just can't take it, or you feel like your shoulders, especially around the shoulder joint and into the armpits, feels like it's way too intense, then what I'm going to show you is going to help you gradually ease into doing the passive hang from a bar. The trick to being able to do the passive hang is to be gradually exposing yourself to the difficulties of your whole body weight hanging from your arms and hands. So to do that, we want to make sure that you are using a lighter load and then building that load over time. So one way to do this is to actually use something that's horizontal, that's around waist height or even higher, doesn't really matter. You can use gymnastics ring, you could use a banister, you can use basically anything to help you load into the shoulder and into the shoulder muscle. Now, once you have found something that's going to be of appropriate height, you're just going to be bending over from the hips and you're going to hold onto the rail. You can do this with two hands and start to traction away from the rail. You're taking your weight and moving away from the rail so that your lats muscles like your triceps and your lateral rotators are all being tensioned as you pull away from the rail. Now, this is spreading the load across both sets of shoulder joints, which is fine. If you want, you can also do this with one hand on the rail at a time, and that's going to help you also make some progress. It's going to be a little bit more targeted on one side, and it's going to help you get deeper into that stretch sensation that you should feel all along the armpit and the rib cage. One thing you want to pay attention to is what's going on with your pelvis and low back, because this stretch in this position will tend to challenge your lats a lot. It's very likely that your lower back, your lumbar spine, is going to want to go into extension, meaning a big arch. Pay attention to that and make sure you control for that. If you feel like that's happening, then you want to make sure that you are keeping your abs engaged and keeping the pelvis in a neutral position. We just want to make sure you're targeting the stretch correctly and not compensating with your lower back extension. Also, if you're somebody with anterior pelvic tilt, then the lats can also be a contributor to that, as you'll see when you do this stretch. You can also play with foot position. You can have your feet wider apart, you can have them closer together, you can have them further from the rail. You can play with how your body is twisting, so if your rib cage is pointing straight down towards the floor, or if you're twisting and opening up so that one side of your rib cage is higher up towards the sky, that's all okay. You just want to be playing with the different angles and positions, trying to get deeper and deeper into the position and into a bigger variety of positions, so your shoulders and your shoulder muscles are getting better at managing all of that. Over time, you can just be pulling more and more weight away from the rail, so make sure you are using something that is steady and stable enough that you're not going to be pulling anything out of the ground or off a wall. You can again use gymnastics rings hanging from something. You can use bars at the park. Kids parks and playgrounds often have really easy access to random metal bars that you can hang on to and just start doing the stretch to get your lats to open up. Just be creative. You can use even like door handles, you can use the sides of doors, you can use trees, whatever you want to use is totally fine. The end goal of all this is to have shoulder muscles that are pretty capable of handling whatever you throw at them. So over time, you want to be able to start transitioning to using a bar that's overhead, and just make sure that you think about all the main key points of keeping the abs engaged, keeping the spine in neutral, so you're not, again, compensating and just putting your back into a big amount of hyperextension and anterior pelvic tilt. Now, what about how long to hold for and how many times you should be doing this? That is going to vary by the person, but in general, what you can do is start with shorter holds. So maybe it's only 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, that's fine. Just start there and gradually start building up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 2-minute holds where you're just getting those shoulder muscles more endurance and more strength in those awkward positions. I want to be clear that those positions are only awkward now because you haven't done them that much. As you do them more, you will feel like they're less awkward, less intense, less painful for sure. And you just want to be making sure you stay within a reasonable, tolerable range of difficulty for yourself. If you are doing one-handed versions, then what I said about timing, you just apply that to each side, do short holds and gradually build up on each side, and make sure you're exploring the different angles and positions. As far as number of times per day, I would say at least twice a day would be great. So morning and night would be good. If you really can't get that done, you're super busy, whatever, do it once a day. Find a place where you can just start working on this. A door frame, again, is fine at home. Just use whatever you have so that you get that time in. So your shoulders are getting what's really a pretty natural load that you just generally don't get that often because you're usually glued to a computer screen or a tablet or your ginormous cell phone. So just taking the time in the day to get your arms up overhead can be really helpful if you are, like me, living in the modern world and generally stuck in front of tech. If you're looking for more ways to improve your shoulders, be sure to check out the links below to our shoulder playlist and also our shoulder programs to help you help yourself. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos, and share this video with a friend who has trouble hanging because you guys went to the park the other day and you tried to do the monkey bars and your friend was just screaming in pain.
No, start from one.
Also, don't forget to click the like button to tell me that you like this video, and you can even tell me down in the comment section down below that you like this video. I really appreciate seeing those comments. I don't appreciate the hater comments, but sometimes they're really funny, so if you really want to, you can leave those down below too. And as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't.